Sit rolling around, sitting on doves, can't lie, I was high on shrubs.
So I'll go back to another video. I'm Strange Wang. He's Nate. Today we are doing a ranking video for the best or worst franchise of all time, the Fast Saga. He's going to tell you how it works and about our social media.
So both of us are going to breeze through our bottom all the way up to number 6. And we'll just do that, one at a time. And then once we hit the top 5, then we'll go 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, and trade off number 1s. And then after we do that, we're going to take a look at both of our lists, and then we're going to compile them into the Cinetopical Master List. And it'll be great, because we love these movies so much.
And you can follow us on social media and hear about how much we love these movies. And we also got a Patreon and a coffee account, so you can donate some money to us to help finance the channel, because behind the scenes we're looking a little shabby. But I'll start off at my number 10 with, if we made a list of the top 10 worst films of all time, this would be on it. Fast and the Furious 3 Tokyo Drift.
Oh, that's bullshit.
That movie is garbage. Like I said, one of the worst movies ever made. The main actor in it, I don't know his name. One of the worst.
Black.
Yeah, he's one of the worst actors of all time. Terrible performance.
I can't argue that.
I've seen better acting in 1970s porno movies. Easily one of the worst films of all time, and it's at my number 10 for that reason.
That's kind of harsh.
My number 2 is Too Fast, Too Furious. Again, it's competing with one of the worst movies of all time. John Singleton, easily his worst movie. Everything in this movie is bad. The acting's bad. The dialogue's bad. The directing's bad. Everything in this movie is
so fucking terrible.
But the reason why it's not my number 10
is because of Ejectocito, cuz.
Close. Because Paul Walker, he's a terrible actor, but he's not as bad as Chris Black.
I don't think that's true.
He's not a good actor.
You mean Lucas Black?
Lucas Black, whatever his name is. Alabama accent. That guy.
That's really how that dude sounds.
Yeah.
Like, that's not an accent.
He looks like my buddy Tom.
It is an accent, but like...
He looks like our buddy Tom, especially in that last one.
He kind of does.
In the last one, he's dealt with the beard.
Yeah.
But I still can't like him. He's so bad of an actor. But Too Fast, Too Furious, because it has one of my favorite rappers, Ludacris, in it, so underrated. And because there's a scene where Paul Walker says, "Cuz." Insert that clip now.
So forget about it, cuz.
Coming at number 8, I have Fast 4. It's just so mediocre and so bland. And it still carries over the worst qualities of like the first 4. So that's why Fast 4 is at number 8. And my number 1 is the original Fast and Furious.
Well, not your number 1. It should be your number 6.
My number 7, I mean.
Oh, okay.
We're used to doing top 5s. I'm in the corner for a top 5. So, Fast and the Furious. I have it Fast 1, F1.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it simple. Fast and the Furious, the original. Bad acting, bad directing. Like, it says everything in this movie is bad. But the saving grace of this movie for me personally is the 2000s nostalgia. Because it's so corny, it's fun. Like, that movie is dated. But it's fun dated because I lived through that. Like, watching that movie nowadays, it reminded me when I was a kid and played Need for Speed.
Yeah, for sure.
And I kind of had fun with that.
Yeah.
And I love Point Break.
I love that.
And those qualities of Point Break, it made me want to watch Point Break, and it added a little bit more to the movie.
Yeah.
So that's why the original Fast and Furious is my number 7. I keep seeing the numbers. Number 6, I have the newest of the franchise, Fast 9. Like, everything out the window. Bad directing. They try to put 5 movies into one movie, when the only good movie in that movie was the storyline between Cena and Vin Diesel's character.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Even though they ripped off the Godfather movies.
100%.
Like, even the door scene.
Yeah.
I said in my review out in the corner, I was like, really? The door scene?
Coincidence? I think not.
It has all the bad habits of the other ones. And everyone's complaining. It's like, oh, every joke that someone made on Twitter, they put in this movie. I didn't mind that. I had really fun in the second half because of how ridiculous it was. Like, I didn't go in this movie for it to be a good movie. I went in this movie to have fun. And that last hour, I had a lot of fun.
So, before I get into my bottom 6 or whatever. Had you seen any of these before you really watched them for this list?
No.
Your list makes a lot more sense to me now.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 10 is going to be the easiest one for us to figure out in this whole list because it's Too Fast, Too Furious, and it is really bad.
But it has ejecto seats,
It
cuz.
has ejecto-seato, cuz.
Every time they say
Yeah.
cuz, bright spot of the movie.
Yeah, it's really bad, and I still enjoy watching it, but it's like, I mean, they did the whole, like, heating up the pail with the rat underneath the thing, and, like, I don't know, man. It's just something about the vibe. Like, the villains in that one bother me. The way they tried to do the, like,
They took a really
like
good
the
crime
beach
movie.
vibe just didn't, it just didn't sit with me super well.
They took a really good crime movie.
Yeah.
And like the reasons why you do things in crime movies, they took that part and threw it out the window and just did shit from crime movies. And that's
Sure. Yeah. So my number 9 is actually going to be Fast 9. And the reason that happened, I think, is because, I don't know about you, but I literally watched Fate of the Furious the day before I went to see Fast 9. And I realized, because I'm also about to mention Fast 8, or Fate, that, like, okay, everyone always talks about how they get more and more ridiculous, right?
yeah.
To me, I didn't mind the ridiculous until I got to Fate of the Furious. And I was just like, what the? We got fucking EMPs and viruses and shit, and like, what is happening? Like, I'm okay with you dragging safes around places and like doing all this other stuff, but it's like, these people are fucking dumb.
God damn!
Like, they are low, like, they have a lot of street smarts, and like, Tej just gets smarter and smarter every movie for some reason, and then now they have Ramsey, who, like, I mean, she's smart for a reason, and it's like, I get all that, but it's like, that's just fucking dumb, man. Like, so, they jumped the shark in Fate for me, and then 9 was just like, they're just embracing it. They're just gonna do whatever the wildest fucking thing they can think of is. And if there are people that enjoy it, which I guarantee you there are, that's great. But like, to me, like, I was that prime age when the first one came out, right? Like, I was playing Need for Speed Underground 2, filling in all the blanks when they blurred out the Little John lyrics and went from the window to the wall. Like, it was great. And then this movie came out, and it was everything that I loved about cars. A hobby that I would never pursue in my entire life because A, it's expensive, and B, most car people I know are really annoying. But, like, it is what it is.
So,
But I still miss those roots, man. I just miss those roots. So, like, 8 and 9 just don't land for me.
Before you go to the next one, I want to say, like, I love how like these movies been around so long. Like, what culture like thinks is attractive has changed.
Oh, for sure.
Because in the
Yeah.
first one, like, they're skinny, blonde.
Yeah, with fucking whale tails.
Yeah,
and, like,
no ass, whale tails, big tits.
Yeah.
And then the ass is just like get fatter and the boobs get smaller as the movies go.
That's true.
And in the what was it called, flashback scene?
Yeah.
All the extras, like a lot, not all, but like all the extras were like pretty thick.
Yeah.
And like had like fat asses. And it was like, I don't remember that in Fast and Furious.
Right. No, for sure.
Crazy.
All right. So I kind of explained both of them already. So F9 is my number 9. F8 is or Fate of the Furious is my number 8. My number 7 is going to be Hobbs and Shaw. I had a lot of fun with it.
We're not far off on that one.
I had a lot of fun with it. It was really fun. It was really hard picturing it being in this universe until I watched 9, and then I was like, oh, they're just going, they're literally going this fucking nuts with shit. Because, like, now there's some fucking virus that's gonna wipe out fucking everybody, and Idris Elba's like a
Black Superman.
so they make a joke, because Deckard's like shot him in the fucking head, and he's literally like, great, we're fighting the Terminator, but it's like, homie's literally got like a fucking metal spine already, and like who knows what else. So it's like, you actually are literally fighting a Terminator.
I guess.
And I like these movies a lot better when the plot is smaller. And the wild thing about smaller in these movies is that it's still like this international fucking heist or some shit, right? So it's like, when it goes, I don't want these to be sci-fi movies. Like, that's what it is. And like, when you start like having metal exoskeletons and like these crazy man-made viruses that could just do, that are literally a programmable virus, like, that's getting too much to the sci-fi part for me, and that's just not what I want out of these movies. But I really do like their chemistry. Some of the script was god fucking awful. Like, some of the one-liners that they tried to make work were just really bad. But the best part of the movie to me, the two best parts of the movie to me, were A, Shaw's sister, because she's the hottest girl that's ever been in this franchise, and B, The Rock basically just cutting wrestling promos anytime he's about to fight someone. Like, literally the whole movie, half of the movie was him just like cutting wrestling promos to Shaw, and it's funny, and I like it, even though it still feels really out of place in a movie.
Yeah, I guess like I'm a wrestling guy, and I know how The Rock talks.
Yeah, so he's not using that voice, but it's still just like,
I guess.
I'm going to put my foot so far up your ass.
He's
blah,
cutting
blah, blah.
a promo for sure. Yeah.
You know? And then, so my number 6 is Fast 1. So just the Fast and the Furious. To me, literally the only problem that I have with this movie, and like, well, they go hand in hand, but I guess it's technically two. Acting's not great, but it's like, that script is super a product of its time. Like, that script does not age well. It ages better than Too Fast, Too Furiouses, but it still does not age well.
Why do you say that? 'Cause...
Yeah, but it still doesn't age well. But it's like, literally, you rewrite that movie with like a more like time-transcending script, and I think that movie could be like really fucking good.
Point Break.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, my number 5 is Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay.
The different reasons, because I'm an action movie guy, and you can tell by my list. This is good that we're doing this video, because like you grew up with it. I'm an action movie guy, so it's two different views going into these movies and expectations and wants. The car stuff, the Fast and Furious car stuff, was shoehorned into this. It was like, oh, The Rock, he's been around cars his whole life. There's all these cars in Samoa.
Yeah.
It's like, let it be an action movie.
Yeah.
Let's take a breath away from the car stuff. All the stuff you put in the third act, save that for Fast 9, Fast 10. So to me, I wish it was more straightforward in an action movie, and it felt forceful. But again, Hobbs and Shaw, that relationship,
Yeah. They got good chemistry.
excellent.
Good chemistry.
Number 4 for me is Fast 6. I have to turn my paper over so I can... Oh, that's easy. It's the same exact movie as Fast 5, but I knew what I was expecting. That's it. And I love Fast 5. Fast 5 is great.
That's a good point.
I'm an action movie guy.
Yeah.
That is an action movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Fuck!
Okay, so my number 5 is probably going to be the most contentious thing on this list, because my number 5 is Tokyo Drift.
Bro, people love that movie.
I fucking love that movie.
I do not understand.
I fucking love that movie.
I do not understand.
And like, nothing you said about it was wrong. And I still fucking love... Well, it being one of the worst movies ever made is wrong. And I only say that... Like, I'm not saying it's not a bad movie. It is a bad movie, but I've seen some like really fucking bad movies. And that's like... It's like a high 30s, low 40s for me. Like, being objective. And that is not one of the worst movies ever made. But, like, I just really love the setting. Like, dark, neon-lit towns, like, whether it's Tokyo or, like, just some cyberpunk world or, like, whatever. I really just fuck with that setting really heavily. Also, like, growing up as, like, a video game and anime nerd, just love Japan anyways. So, like, you put something in Japan and I'm gonna like it. Also, as a person who is a fan of, like, super, like, low-level fan of like racing things, mostly in video game form, I think drifting is dope as shit, just because like I recognize how much skill it actually takes to like get that good at it. That being said, the script is terrible, the acting's terrible. Bow Wow's there
Nobody gives a fuck about Bow Wow.
in a fucking hulked out XB, which is funny as shit to me. But yeah, man, I don't know.
You can tell who had the
And
rights
it's
to
like,
the Hulk because
okay,
of that
so
movie.
like obviously like the whole like outsider thing is like a big theme of that movie, and like obviously family is a theme of all these movies, but this one specifically is kind of about that whole like something we talk about a lot, in that your family is like what you make it, right? Like, so like with the mainline franchise movies, it's like, yeah, they're bringing people into the family that aren't related, but like almost all of them end up marrying someone who is, and a lot of them are blood related. But this one is just straight up like your family is who you choose, like even if your family's shit. And I love that theme a lot, and it'll always stick with me.
You could have just said they ripped off the idea for the script from The Karate Kid, and it kind of works.
Yeah,
that's all you had to say.
That's literally it. It's the Karate Kid, but
Yeah.
drifting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
That
that?
was-
Donkey Kong?
Alrighty.
You know why they call him DK?
So
Donkey Kong.
my number. I don't know.
Hang on, that was just my number 5.
Okay.
My number 4.
The way you
wow.
were talking about it, I thought it was number 1. Donkey Kong.
I fucking love it, man. So my number 4 again is the movie with the same number, and it's Fast and Furious, which is the 4th movie in the franchise. I like this one because this is the one where like Brian is like, yeah, I'm gonna be a criminal now. Like, I've worked my way up the ranks of like these various levels of law enforcement agencies, but I like driving cars so much, and I like this girl, so I'm just gonna be a criminal. And I think that's kind of badass.
All right. My number 3 is Fast 7. To me, all jokes aside, the filmmaking is probably the best
Yeah.
in this film than any of the other films. And for me, as a movie watcher, I need a balance of good filmmaking and entertainment. This excels in both. Great action movie. It also helps that they had a good villain.
Yeah.
Like Jason Statham in this
Dude,
movie is
so-
game changer.
So good in that fucking movie.
Game changer for sure. But overall, like I said, there's a lot of entertainment in these movies, especially like the latter movies. But the filmmaking matched it in this movie as best as it could. So that's why Fast 7 is my number 3. My number 2 was Fast 5, The Rock. These movies are now action movies. The Rock was so good in this movie, he got the nickname Franchise Viagra. And then that that G.I. Joe movie came out, and they were like, maybe not.
Yeah.
But the action out of this world, the story is fun. It's a fun action movie. You want entertainment, you watch Fast 5. There's safes going through the series. It's ridiculous. Everything that I love about these movies is because of Fast 5.
Yeah. I feel that for sure. All right. So my number 3 is going to be Fast. Our top 5 is going to be interesting because we have
that's interesting.
we have 4 of the same movies in our top 5, but all in different order. So my number 3 is going to be Fast 6. And so I think this one's really interesting. I like that dynamic with like that whole Ghost from the Past thing, right? Like, you know, they thought Letty was dead. Letty's not dead. And then like we get introduced to like the younger Shaw, who is like a decent bad guy in his own right.
We agree with what you said.
So yeah, Fast 6, you get that like Ghost from the Past dynamic, and it's just like Dom as a character is generally hard for me to connect with. Like, not a lot in common I have with this guy, right?
Every masculine stereotype put on the one you don't connect with.
Exactly. So, but like still getting to see, like thinking about how hard that would be to process. Like, thinking that the person that you loved more than anything on the planet was dead, only to find out that she's back and is now also being forced to, like, do shit against you. And, like, that's just wild, man. And so that one actually has, like, some really interesting relationship dynamics that I appreciate. So my number 2 is going to be Fast 7.
Okay.
And it's literally everything you said about it. When I think it's the best in terms of a filmmaking standpoint, and it's like this is the weird thing about it for me is like I am not, obviously by the way we've talked about some of these movies, not like Fast fanboys here, right?
That's correct, Wendy.
But like that ending, man, like it still hits.
No, I'm not crying. You're crying.
My number 1 is
See, it's up top. It's that one.
definitely not. That says 10 parentheses F3 like the keyboard Tokyo. My number 1 is Fast 8. And
Ew.
to me,
Ugh.
this movie
Ugh.
is the most fun. It has the best action. The acting and directing carries over from Fast 7. So there's still some good filmmaking there. And things actually stick out in this. My favorite scene in the movie is the Jason Statham on the plane fighting with the baby. There's scenes that stick out.
Okay, it's not a bad scene. Sorry. go
where
ahead.
where I feel like Fast 5 up to Fast 7 is the same action movie. Rinse, try, and repeat. Things in this movie stick out. And I had the most fun with this movie. Because of this was the one I watched in theaters. And I was like, I need to go back and watch the rest of these. I never did until like a month ago because we're making this video. But, oh my, I had so much fun. I was grinning ear to ear. I was grinning like I saw a surprise titty.
The one-liners in that movie are also really fucking bad. And Charlize Theron, who I fucking love, is like the most bland bad guy in this whole franchise.
You had Fast 4
Her
really high.
character is so
You want to talk about mediocre movies?
uninteresting.
The only good thing about Fast 4, what carried that movie was the nipples of Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot's nipples.
Well, that's all.
Because
it
they were
needs.
sticking out a lot in that movie, I noticed.
That's all it needs.
You're a fucking pig.
You might as well put a fucking Deep Throat as your number 1.
It's not a Fast and Furious movie.
I bet there's a Fast and Furious porno out there. That's what we should do. We should trailer react the pornos, parodies of movies.
Well, before we do that, we have to put this list together.
All right, we'll be right back. What do you think about that? That'd be a good idea.
So my number 1 is going to be Fast 5. And I think what I like about this one a lot is because it's like, so at the end of 4, like I said, it was when Brian was like, F it, I'm a criminal. So I like what a lot of, so this one, like, they push the family thing so much. To me, this one feels the most like familial. Because it's like, it's them really like gelling into that. Because at the beginning of the movie, it's a lot of like, you know, Dom's still pissed at Brian. Mia's trying to balance shit between like her brother and like the dude she loves. But then they drop the baby bomb. And it's just like that's kind of how shit is in real life sometimes, you know? It's like you bicker about like the stupidest shit. But then you find out like something incredible is happening. And it's just like, that was stupid. We're good, you know? And you get Hobbs for the first time in this one, which I think is a great addition to the franchise. Really enjoy him a lot. So, and like you mentioned, it's a great action movie. And I personally, it's either this one or 7, but I think 5 has the best script out of all of them. But it's either 5 or 7. But I have 5 at number 1, so I'm going to say it's 5.
Alrighty. So we cut off the camera before you could talk, as you saw, and we went ahead and made the list. So at number 10, we have... Actually, I'll let you go first so you can say a movie you want to say.
Nice. At number 10, we have Too Fast, Too Furious.
Because at number 9, we have Fast 9.
At number 8, we got Tokyo Drift.
At number 7, we have The Fast and Furious.
At number 6, we have Hobbs and Shaw.
At number 5, we have Fast and Furious. Also, Fast and Furious 4. That shit's confusing.
At number 4, we have Fate 8 of the Furious.
Whack.
Number 3, we have Fast 6.
And number 2, we have, I don't know, Fast 7.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious 7.
The Fast Saga continues
F7.
probably or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then number 1, we have Fast 5. So that's the Topical's defining list. We got both sides of the coin, both differing opinions on each film. That's up number 5. Obviously, it's pretty close. But tell us your list down in the comment section below. Scroll back up, hit the like button, share the video so we can get all the views. And subscribe.
One more thing.
You know what killed 8 for me? When they fucking surrounded this dude with cars to protect him from a mini nuclear explosion coming from a submarine. It would have destroyed all of that. It doesn't make any sense.
You don't need rules when you got The Rock.
Oh, God.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.